We've got a lot going on today, I'll tell you that. We have a press conference that took place today to defend an Islamic Marxist leftist activist who wants to be the next principal of Western Hills High School in Fort Worth Independent School District. And they're doing the same game that CARE does. CARE is defending her, the foreign terror organization as declared by Governor Greg Abbott and Governor Ron DeSantis. We know that they're a terror organization. They're an unindicted co-conspirator in the largest ever terrorism fundraising case in U.S. history. The president of CARE, Nihal Awad, regaled, celebrated, said he was so happy to see the terrorism on October 7th at a public conference in Chicago shortly after it happened. I played you the audio. CARE is defending her, but they had a whole press conference today, and I'll get into that coming up in a few. Also, this is fantastic. We also have a public press release was sent out today from Wylie ISD, where disgraced former ex-principal Tiffany Dillon, who resigned, and most of us believe under pressure to be fired or resign. We don't know that, but that's what a lot of us believe. Disgraced former principal. They released a press release, Wylie ISD did, trying to defend everything and attack people like myself who are responsible for exposing all this and getting her fired or to resign. Their statement is great. We're going to have fun with that. What else do I have for you? Ken Paxton versus Talafreako. The left is trying to remake, the media is trying to remake James Talafreako already. Dallas Morning News trying to give an assist to help get him elected. We have a guest. We have a guest tonight who you will definitely want to meet. Her name is Ashley Loudon, and we met her as one of the concerned parents that came and spoke out at Wylie at Wylie ISD after the Islamization of Wylie East High School happened. It was exposed and made national story and national news, including as recently as the other day on Sunday in Fox News and Dallas Express, Channel 8, WFAA TV, Channel 8, and the New York Post. Okay, but first, this show is brought to you by IRSprob.com. That's IRSPROB.com, helping good people with IRS problems, specializing in IRS controversy, IRS audits, and tax planning strategies. Randy Martin and I are, emailing back and forth tonight. He's been my CPA for almost a full decade, and he's the best. Okay, anti-Muslim witch hunt. Fort Worth ISD urged to reinstate principal, says the Dallas Morning News. I watched the first 10 minutes of this press conference. They said that the Fort Worth ISD lady who was supposed to be the principal of Western Hills, who's been currently put on suspension or be reassigned, is currently being reassigned. Look at her. There she is with her. This is from compliments of Carlos Tercios from Dallas Express and Dallas Express itself. There's her post, Black Lives Matter. She is a Marxist militant leftist activist. She also advocated for masks in Fort Worth ISD during COVID, wanted to force your children to put masks on. And she also retweeted something about how Sharia law is great. Sharia is great. You need to love it. You need to, that kind of stuff. So the woman is a radical leftist Marxist activist. And she has no business teaching our kids, let alone being a principal. And so hopefully, thank God, the TEA took over Fort Worth ISD, the state. And it's funny, the parents that are screaming about this, they're mad, they're angry. They want to know what the state's going to do and what their plans are because they wish the state never would have taken over. This school district has so many failing schools. This school district has raised up and brought up so many Marxist, leftist, useful idiot activists who do not know how to read, write, or anything. Not everybody there, but a lot. And so the people that are complaining now are the ones who said nothing under the massive failures of Fort Worth ISD. Isn't that funny? They only complain when they're being held accountable and made better. Then the radical Marxist leftist folks are attacking. So today, this press conference that was held, it was like an hour and 20 minutes. I'm not watching it. I watched the first 10 minutes. And it was all about Muslims and saying this was discrimination, racism, hate, bigotry, all the same crap that the Islamic proselytizers, the people who were defending the professional Islamic proselytizers that were allowed into Wylie ISD, Wylie East High School, all the same crap that they said there. If you speak up against this, which because of our standing up and fighting in the right, lawful, peaceful way, led to the principal resigning in disgrace. And if we didn't stand up and pass out all those Bibles to counter the Korans inside of that school, none of this would have happened. So it's the same game, and these folks are doing the same crap. This woman has proved herself, and the people she chose to speak for her today have proven themselves. She is a Marxist, leftist, worships St. George Floyd, blessed be his name, who died from a drug overdose while in the custody of Minneapolis police, and takes a knee for people that are godless Marxist communists like Black Lives Matter. So here's what happened today. And by the way, this woman just simply needs to become an activist. That's what she is, not an educator. She's an activist. And by the way, a very important phrase that I mentioned when I think I mentioned this on yesterday's podcast, when I was a talk show host in Madison in like 2004 or so, we got an entire teach-in, quote unquote, canceled with the Iraq War leading up to it, because it was found to have violated the Madison School District's policy, which is teaching shall be free from bias. This woman is literally violating the same kind of policy with Fort Worth ISD. But she's Muslim, so just like in Wylie ISD, it's okay. You can break all the rules because she's Muslim. That's the lesson they're trying to teach again today here. You're not going to pull the wool over our rugs. So, you have people complaining, saying this is their same crap from the guy that works with CARE, that supports radical Islamic tenets. I can't remember that guy's name, but he spoke out and pretended to be just an honest parent who's speaking out who's Muslim, and he didn't reveal that he was a big CARE guy. Anyways, so same crap we got then is the same crap we're getting now. Same crap we got when the illegal, unconstitutional, Muslims-only water park event was going on, where it's bigotry, it's racist, it's hate. The post she said about Sharia is that Sharia is not a threat. Sharia is your friend, just like they were passing out to our children in Wylie East High School. She did not. Here we go. They say she did not attend the press conference for safety reasons. I don't buy it. I don't buy this. This is the victimhood. The victimhood. Safety reasons? Come on. Nobody knew there was a press conference until you held it. Fort Worth ISD says her previous statements may not align with the district's social media policy and expectations for staff. She is an activist. Ma'am, leave. Go be an activist. Go work for an NGO. Last year, the TEA took over, as I mentioned to you. And by the way, she would have fit right in the old Fort Worth ISD before the TEA took over. She would have fit right in with them, graduating Marxist leftist wokelets from the school. The takeover has angered many in the community. That was some of the takeover, the state takeover. What do you mean? The whole thing was failing, and you're mad that it's being fixed? This is the left. They want failing schools, but useful idiot activists, Marxist leftists. That's what they are, what they want. CARE set her a reassignment, she hopefully will not get the superintendent or the principal job at Western Hills High School in Fort Worth ISD, but also the hope is that she won't be employed by the district after this investigation they're doing, because she is like I said, Marxist leftist activist. Her reassignment, CARE says, again, the unindicted co-conspirator in the largest ever terrorism fundraising case in U.S. history, raising $5 to $7 million to slaughter Jews, pretending it was Palestinian aid. They sued to try to get their name removed as an unindicted co-conspirator, but the judge says, no, you are and you always will be. CARE was caught on a wiretap inside of a hotel room in Boston talking about waging jihad. The head of CARE, Nihad Awad, the same one who glorified and reveled in the slaughter, the rape, and the torture of Jews, said it was freeing and unshackling. He said he was happy. So that's the same group right there. And they had the guy that used their spokesperson, a black man named Mustafa Carroll, and that is not a coincidence. It's using all the tools in the toolbox to guilt, shame, and bully people into submission and being quiet. Not going to happen in Texas, not at least with me. From the Star Telegram on this same topic, interfaith leaders and community activists. There you go. Get out of here. I'm a community activist. Great. Get out of here. You're not teaching our kids. And here we go. Mustafa Carroll from CARE said this is a racial group. It's a threat, just like in the 60s. Yes, bring in racism. Yes. Oh, it's racism. It's always racism. Oh, yes. When you want to be a Marxist leftist activist and brainwash our children, and we call it out, it's racism. Got it. What else do I have for you? State law prohibits teachers from discussing widely debated topics with a political bias, says the Star Telegram, and the administration ensures all issues of public policy or social affairs be explored objectively and in a manner free from political bias. Do you think this woman, with her BLM and Sharia stuff publicly on social media, do you think this woman is capable of teaching without social affairs being explored objectively and without political bias? Hell no. Hell's to the no. That woman can't teach without bias. She also shared a graphic calling for Fort Worth School District to vote for a mask mandate. We want masks. We want masks. Get out of here. You're fired, hopefully. And then this. We're going to have our guest on in about 10 minutes. Miss Ashley Loudon, who's a concerned parent and spoke up. She wowed the heck out of all of us. We never met her before. She came into the last Wylie ISD school board meeting before disgraced former principal Tiffany Doolin had resigned in shame. So we're going to talk to her. Her speech may have been one of the things that pushed him over the edge, because all of us believe the school district told her that we're going to fire you, you're going to resign. We don't know that, but a lot of us think that. I don't know anybody that doesn't think that. Principal resigns after controversy at Wylie ISD. Now, this is Wylie ISD released like a freaking, once again, a novella, a book, saying nasty things about all the stuff that's transpired over the past 4 months, which all of it was righteous and proper to call out the Islamization of the school. No one held accountable, no one fired, and finally, with our efforts and getting national press and local press in our Bibles Not Korans event in front of the school, lawfully, legally, passing out hundreds of Bibles that students brought into the schools the right way, not the illegal way the Islamists were allowed to come in with we all believe, the blessings of the former disgraced principal, Tiffany Doolin, who multiple students looked on, said they saw her looking on as they passed out Qurans, hijabs, and Sharia pamphlets. The same principal who for 2 years in a row prior on World Hijab Day wore a hijab and said how awesome it was, how she loved it in all caps, every 2 years in a row on World Hijab Day. And then what took place the next year on World Hijab Day? Islamic proselytizers were allowed to come in. There she is. She loved it. And here's ones where I have like 2 years in a row. She loved it. Year after year wearing hijabs. Oh, I love me a hijab. Did she come out? Did she come out? Now I need some help down here. Did she come out? Did she come out and say, oh, I love the Bibles, and take a picture with us? Hell no. Oh, hell no. Hell no. My wife's probably, she's in the other room eating her dinner and watching TV. As soon as I'm done, I'm going to join her. I love sitting with her and just hanging out. And she's always like, you're yelling in there. I'm not yelling. I'm having fun. Now I need some help down here, please. Principal resigns after controversy, says WFA TV Channel 8 at Wylie ISD campus. By the way, WFA, you're 2 days late. I was on the air with this Tuesday. Where the hell were you? You got your heads up your butts. We bring you the news on this podcast. I don't have a mouse in my pocket. I bring you the news with my friends, the Four Musketeers, Marco Hunter Lopez, his dad Marcos, and Kyle Katie Sims, who we were the Four Musketeers that led the efforts to get rid of now disgraced ex-principal Tiffany Doolin from Wylie East High School. So here's Channel 8, your traditional media, 2 days late. You can look at my show from Tuesday night. I was all over this. I had Marcos, and Kyle Katie Sims on my show. We announced it live. I announced it in the middle of the day Tuesday on all my social media feeds. Now, here's Channel 8. We're 48 hours late. Oh, you can trust us, the most trusted news. Woke news. Okay. I do dare say I'm on fire tonight. I can't plan when I'm going to be on fire. I just am. I'll at least say, I'll pat myself on the back. I'll be like a good liberal. I'll break my arm patting myself on the back. How awesome the show is. Oh, my gosh. Where was I? Let's see here. They talk about after 18 years, the disgraced ex-principal is now gone. Tiffany Doolin from Wylie East High School, 18 years. Her son's a junior there. She did not want to retire, leave, or resign. She was forced to, we all believe. But she left in shame. We had to hold her accountable for 4 months straight. Doolin wearing a hijab in prior student-led World Hijab Day activities. Like many educators, they quote Wylie ISD's statement. I got the full statement here. I'll get to you in a second. Like many educators, Miss Doolin participated in student activities intended to build relationships. Really? Did she intend to build relationships with Christians? Did she have Christian events? Did she hold up Bibles? No! Did she come out and celebrate our event outside? No! It's only for Islam. It's only for Islam. And on the back of the Qurans that she allowed to be passed out in the school, according to multiple students who saw her there, meaning she approved of it, here's the Shahada card on the back of the Qurans that she was overwatching being passed out, according to multiple students. A Shahada card. And that's how she, the Muslims that were in there, 4 adult professional Muslim proselytizers were in there to help you to pray to receive Muhammad and Allah. That is exactly what they were doing. Now, here's the statement, and then we're going to go to Ashley Loudon in just a few moments. A mother who spoke out and she was incredible. She was on fire, actually. And she's one of the many people that spoke out, and because of her and others, this all happened, and she's now gone. Wylie ISD, this is the official from Wylie ISD right here. And then, you know what? Well, I got my phone. Wylie also released some statements about my last speech and others' last speeches. This will be fun to watch. We'll have to do that tomorrow night. I just got so much going on today. Okay, Wylie ISD issues statement regarding Wylie East High School Principal Tiffany Doolan's resignation. Here we go. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but look at this. They wrote a freaking novella. Look at this. 1 page, 2 page, almost 3 full pages. They wrote a novella. We love her. Oh, like when Ralphie, remember when Ralphie in the Christmas Story, he's going blind, and then, oh, Ralphie, oh. So this is their about the disgraced ex-former principal from Wylie East High School. Marcos Lopez, there you are. He says, thank you, Ashley. Ashley will be joining us in just a few moments. In fact, I'll call her right now. We'll put her on right now, but we're not going to... Here, I'll put her on right now. Hold on. I'm going to put her on a little early. Hold on. Can my phone work or what? Here we go. I'm calling her.
Hey.
Hey, how are you? You are on the air with me right now. How are you, Ashley Loudon?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Here, I'm going to show a picture of you. I got a little more to do, but I figured you can just hop on with me while I do a little bit more, and then we'll have you on. We got Marco Hunter Lopez's dad, who says, thank you, Ashley, for your speech. You were incredible with your speech.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, my gosh. Absolutely incredible. And I guess I'll ask you, did you hear the news that that Tiffany Doolan, the principal that overlooked these?
Yes. Oh, my gosh. Yes. I seen it, and I literally thank God.
Yes!
I was like, thank you, Jesus.
Absolutely. Now disgraced ex-principal from Wylie East, Tiffany Doolan. All right, I have the statement from Wylie ISD. I'm going to read the full statement. They wrote a novella. It's like 3 pages long. It's unbelievable. These people are so full of themselves. But I'm going to do a quick standby. Can you stand by real fast while I do a couple quick short commercials before we get in with my interview with you and everything? Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Stand by. All right, I'll bring your level down so that they won't hear you. So, all right, here we go. We're going to talk to Ashley in just a sec. But first, I want to say that this show is brought to you by IRSProb.com, IRSPROB.com, helping good people with IRS problems. Randy and I emailing tonight. We're working on finishing off some stuff with I owe because I'm a small business guy. I'm totally self-employed. So we worked it out. We did this and that. I was a little late in my taxes, so it's my fault. And we just want to get settled out. And so his last question was the same question he asked me last year was, wait a minute. Don't you have educational expenses for your kids? Yes, I do, for college. We'll get into that. But anyways, Randy Martin, IRSProb.com. He's been my CPA and tax planner for almost exactly 10 years now. I want you to use him. If you have tax problems, if you have issues helping good people with IRS problems, specializing in IRS controversy, IRS audits, and tax planning strategies, maybe you lost a loved one and they owe some taxes or some tax issues. Maybe you're behind with some taxes because your business and it got overwhelming. Or maybe you just need a good tax planner. Go to IRSPROB.com. That's IRSPROB.com. Or call 214-214-3000. That's 214-214-3000. Tell them Chris Crock sent you. And then guess what else? Every single piece of plumbing in this house that has been done, every single piece of foundation work, anything done on that, everything about root shields, protecting my foundation from roots under the house, doing my... what's it called? Regrading areas of my house, which is a lot of work. and replacing my water heater, replacing 17 feet of pipe under my house, under my slab foundation, doing the foundation work that must be done after you pull all that dirt out. Everything's from Due West Foundation and Plumbing. They are owned by my friend Jim Dutton, who's also the host of Texas Home Improvement in Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, and Austin. He's a good friend. My wife worked for Jim and his wife Mary for 3 years. We are friends with Jim, Mary, his sons Adam and Johan, who both work at the business and have for over a decade. They're amazing. This is a great top-notch group. Things go wrong sometimes. Guess what they always do? They make it right because they're the best. If you want the best, call Due West. You now have a plumber and a foundation company that will always take care of you like they've done for my house for 11 years. Call 972-406-0912, 972-406-0912, or go to du-west.com. That's du-west.com. If you want the best, call Due West. Ashley, hold on. Where are we? Ashley, are you there, my friend?
I am here.
All right. Let's have some fun. Okay. So, first of all, I'm going to pop up your picture and your title here. Very important. Here's your picture. So, Ashley Loudon, you surprised all of us folk that have been going to the Wylie ISD school board meetings for months. And we're sitting there, and all of a sudden, this wonderful, amazing woman goes up, and we don't know what side you're on. And you give this speech that was so freaking powerful and eloquent, it blew us away. Tell me what led you. What led you to want to give the speech, and what made you do it?
Well, I was already aware of what happened at Wylie East, and so I wanted to go, but it was always just the conflict in my schedule because I also do youth group at my church on Wednesdays as well.
Good.
So I just had a lot of things that I was juggling each month. And then at the event that I attended, Marco told everyone to pull out their phone and they're like, hey, this is the next date. And I'm like, okay, I have nothing planned that day. I'm going to put it on my calendar now. And I was also told that it would be the last one. And I'm like, I have to say something because what happened at this school was just, I was mortified when I heard about it. And so I was like, no, we have to say something.
And what did you hear about it? And real fast, let me show this. Here you are right in the middle, in the front and center with all of us gathering together after that school board meeting where you spoke. A couple of people didn't want their pictures in this, so we had to take them out kind of after we took the picture, which is fine. But you're right there front and center. I'm to your left. Marcos to your left. Marcos is down there to your left. Kyle Katie Sims is in the back row. Tell me what it was that you heard that went down at Wylie ISD at Wylie East High School that so concerned you.
That the principal allowed a Muslim group to come in during lunch period and hand out Qurans, understanding Sharia law pamphlets, which I'm not really sure what's there to understand, and
exactly
allowing the young girls to try on hijabs. And then she actually tried on one herself,
right.
The principal that did. And I'm saying to myself, wait, what?
Right.
And so I just couldn't even imagine as a follower of Christ, if I were to walk in there and offer a Bible to someone, I would probably be thrown in jail by lunchtime.
Yeah.
And so that was very concerning for me because our students, our kids are the future. And if you're brainwashing them with this propaganda, there's no generation to hope for. Like there's nothing that we can depend on at this point.
Can I tell you something? There was a Channel 11 story, CBS 11 story they did. And they interviewed a white chick that was outside, and it's important because she's not like Muslim or anything. So it's just this typical white chick from the suburbs going to Wylie East High School. She's out in the parking lot. She's 17, so I guess that means she didn't need her parents' permission to be interviewed by the news. And she said, I don't understand what the big deal is. My point is, here is a typical suburban kid who literally doesn't understand what the big deal is that 4 adult professional Islamic proselytizers are allowed into that school and are telling people like Marco Hunter Lopez, quote, you don't need Jesus, Marco said. Marco and another student told me they witnessed the principal overlooking all this. They passed out Qurans on the back of the Qurans, a Shahada card saying, here's how you pray to receive Muhammad and Allah as your savior, and the Sharia pamphlets to show you, oh, yeah, understand it. It's great. Get into this. I mean, this is forced coercion of our children, is it not?
It is. And I didn't even know that took place.
Yeah.
And I'm over here shocked right now because none of that is okay. If at one point they, we could have the Bibles in the school, and then they came and said, hey, religion and state should remain separate, and we're like, okay, fine. So why is it that there's some empathy for this group? It doesn't make any sense.
I'm going to tell you something else that you might not know about that just shocked the hell out of me when I saw it. Excuse my language. Principal, now disgraced former principal Tiffany Doolin is a graduate of Dallas Baptist University, and I was told she graduated from 2 Christian universities, so I don't know which other. I mean, that Dallas DBU is a godly, awesome university. I mean, one of my dear friends from church at First Baptist Dallas, where I go, Ron Harris, he's the guy that gets up and does the speaking and the voice for a lot of stuff for our church. He's a radio guy from KCBI back in the day. And he teaches over there, and it's just a godly, wonderful school. How in God's name does a woman like that graduate from there and then do this with Islam and shut out Christianity?
It is a lack of education, and it is a lack of being so far from Christ that you can't even begin to realize what it is that you're endorsing at this point.
I get the feeling that she just literally feels guilty and bad. Maybe she's woke about Islam and wants to help out. It's like helping a sick puppy or a sad puppy. Oh, come here, you need my promotion, my help.
Right.
Well, dismissing Christianity. Again, why she took pictures with the hijabs. And by the way, so World Hijab Day, 2 years in a row, she wears a hijab with Muslim students and says it was great and puts it out on her Raider Nation Instagram feed. And then this year, on the same day, World Hijab Day was on Sunday. So on Monday, this happens. And they lied to us, pretending that she had no idea this was happening. There's no way she didn't have any idea. And as I told you, I got multiple student witnesses who said she was there looking on as they were doing this. So, I mean, there is no question this was a continuation and a run-up to the same event, but then it was graduated on steroids. And they I think the school district completely lied to us because they're like, it was one person at the front desk, some lowly person. We slapped them on the wrist a little bit. That was it. Everything's fine now. And we're all like, are you kidding me?
Well, why didn't, if they didn't know about it, then once they realized what was happening, what was wrong with saying, hey, you're not able to do that here? That isn't the place for this.
Well, they claim they made corrections. It was wrong and all sorts of stuff. But the real correction should have been holding Principal Tiffany Doolin, who's now the ex-disgraced principal, but is holding her accountable. And they never did. They never did. They defended her, and they're still trying to defend her now. How about I read this statement for you? And then I want to hear, I'm not expecting to have the speech, in front of you, but if you want to pull it up, but just what the gist was of your speech was, because it was so powerful. None of us knew, like I said, whose side you're going to be on. You go up there and you speak, and we were all blown away. And we cheered like you know what, if you remember. I mean, it was insane. How quick you were. So let me read the statement, and then you can either share the speech or just kind of share the sketch of it from your memory from what you did. Okay.
Okay.
This is the Wylie ISD statement. Now, this is so funny. First of all, they issue a statement, like I said, almost 3 full pages. I'm not going to read all of it. I'm just going to read some chunks that I highlighted. And they put it out on their website, and they sent it out to the press. Wylie ISD issues statement regarding Wylie East High School Principal Tiffany Doolin's resignation, which, again, I mean, Marco and his dad, Marcus, were on the phone. They called me, and they started reading the letter, and they didn't tell me what it was. And 10 seconds in, I figured it out, and I was going, yeah! I was screaming, ah! Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. I was just going nuts. So here we go. For the past 4 months, Wylie East High School and Wylie ISD have faced significant public attention following the February 2nd, 2026 Y Islam incident. From the beginning, the district acknowledged the situation should never have occurred and that serious mistakes were made. But then it's like, okay, good. So what are you going to do about it? Here we go. Nothing, as you and I know. The district accepted responsibility for the procedural failure and took immediate action to address the matter. No, they didn't, because immediate action...
They did not.
Yeah, exactly.
They did not.
Yeah, I'm going to the next page here. And again, you can comment on all this. You can inject whenever you want. So here's another section. Public hostility directed at Miss Doolin. Much of that hostility... And by the way, I don't know if you heard, but Kyle Katie Sims, one of the 4 Musketeers that we were calling ourselves, Marco, Marcos, and Kyle, Mrs. Doolin's husband flipped off Kyle's wife at a school board meeting 5 months ago. I mean, these people are freaking nuts. Okay, here we go. And by the way, he told the security people there, hey, dude, you better take care of this guy. And they threw him out, but that's her husband. Anyway, hostility directed at Miss Doolin. Much of that hostility, the school district says, has centered around publicly available photos of Miss Doolin wearing a hijab during prior years' World Hijab Day activities on campus. These photos have been circulated and weaponized. Weaponized. They sound like Democrats. Weaponized online with. Yes!
I was just going to say that they sound like the Democrats.
It's like Jamie Raskin or what are these crazy leftist lunatics weaponized online without important context. What context?
They're worse than the news.
Yes. What context is there needed to be here? The freaking principal's wearing a hijab, texting or tweeting out saying she loves it.
We literally have to. We don't have to do anything. She's doing it all for herself. We don't have to help her.
What in God's name is the meaning of all this? I'll continue on. Here we go. Okay, like many educators, Miss Doolin participated in student activities intended to build relationships and help students feel seen and valued. Anything with relationships with Bibles and Christians, or does it always have to be hijabs? That's my thing, right? Oh,
how is wearing a garment or a hijab, how is wearing that helping you connect when it is a signal of oppression,
right,
to the same women that you're saying that you're trying to connect with? She's
got to be a woke leftist liberal. I mean, she has to be. I mean, it's all about white guilt. It's all about
can you hold on?
Yeah.
Let's pause. Help me understand that. Why does that exist in that community? I never
Okay, I'll tell you why. Because listen to this. I have one brother who's super conservative, even more than I am, which is unbelievable, and I have another brother who's woke liberal all the way, and his second wife unfortunately he pushed him even more over there, and his son, who we all believe is conservative. I haven't pulled him aside. He's over 21 now, but we were talking about some stuff, and he was kind of going along with what we were talking about once at a relative gathering. And his son, he said, yeah. He said, yeah, my son got pulled over, and I told him, well, you do have your white privilege. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Yes! So, like, it is this thing where you buy into this belief from the left, this manufactured fake belief from Marxist leftists, godless people like Black Lives Matter, and just radical leftists, that you are guilty, that you owe something to black people, that you stole from them, and so you feel bad. So you're always bowing, you're always giving and genuflecting and giving deference to people because of the color of skin. But it ultimately is like a Joseph Mengele, Dr. Mengele Nazi thing, where people you judge people, you do things based on race and phenotypical characteristics. It's a scary place to be.
You guys don't owe us anything. What are they talking about?
Well, I mean, you'd have to ask them, but it's the whole guilty white liberal thing. I think she's got to be a woke leftist white liberal. She's probably going to vote. I'm going to be honest with you. She's going to vote.
But you know what? It's actually insulting, because that means you feel so bad. Let's just say if it's like a race thing, it's a white and black thing. You feel so bad for me that you have to give me this pity because you feel bad. I don't need any pity.
That's exactly
from anyone.
Right. Yeah, it's insulting. It's offensive. I mean, obviously, it'd be offensive to anybody who, even if it's not a race thing, it'd be offensive and insulting, as if I need some kind of help or something of that nature. Let's continue on with this, though. But I think the more we talk about this, I do think that disgraced former principal Tiffany Doolin is a woke guilty white liberal who probably is going to vote for Birthing Hips Talafreako. I
would not be surprised if she votes for him.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff you're talking about. I think that's what's going on there. I just do. That's my speculation, as it were. Like many educators, Ms. Doolin participated in student activities intended to build relationships and help students feel seen about. Okay, we already went over that one. Here's the next one. Since her resignation and announcement, Wylie ISD says, the district has received numerous messages I can't say this without laughing. I'm sorry. Expressing sadness about her departure and appreciation.
Oh my gosh!
appreciation for her leadership and service.
I'm sure her leadership and service. She can take it to Iran. They'll love to.
Yes, inshallah, as it were. Okay, wait. Now, there's somebody else chiming in here. We got different people that, yes, inshallah. We have people. My son and I say stupid stuff when we walk by each other because he's a punk like I am. And we'll inshallah. But look at this. We got people that can chime in if they're watching on Facebook or Rumble Live, and they can chime in, and when they make a comment, it shows up. And what somebody named Salving Politics, I guess, 3172 says James. Pardon the pun here, but James Tallywacker, who thinks it's okay for children to cut off their you-know-whats. That's another story.
Yes, another story for another day.
Yes. Okay, so here we go. Disagreement is part of public service. Oh, wait, hold on. Those who knew Tiffany Doolin know her character, her heart for Muslims. I added that part in. Disagreement is part. You can see why I'm a punk myself. I'm a radio punk and a podcast punk. Okay, disagreement is part of public service, they say, and when mistakes are made, they should be acknowledged and addressed and corrected.
That was an endorsement. You put on a hijab. That wasn't a mistake.
That's exactly right. That is absolutely right.
That was an endorsement. That was not a mistake. They might want to learn they're teaching kids. They should know the difference between a mistake and an endorsement.
And they say right here that when mistakes are made, they should be acknowledged, addressed, and corrected. Wylie has done exactly that. Right.
No, they did.
Yeah, they did nothing. They didn't fire her. They didn't reprimand her.
They did not.
They could have suspended her without pay for a month, and I think most of us would have been happy.
They did not do that.
Right. There was nothing. All they did, they doubled down and tripled down. They're still tripling down on this now. They have not learned, Ashley. That is the key. They have not learned. So if the next thing comes up, or when the next thing comes up, they have. It appears they have a woke leftist principal at Wylie High School, the other high school in Wylie, because this guy was Kyle Katie Sims, who you met, right? The tall cowboy hat guy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, he's one of the Four Musketeers. Okay, Kyle said that principal, with all our coverage of stuff that we're all doing online and stuff like that, that principal got on and was arguing with and attacking him. What principal goes on social media and attacks you?
And yes,
what kind of, let me ask you, what kind of fortitude, what kind of self-control, what kind of an idiot you and I know, if you are in a public job at a school, you don't say crap online.
No, you don't.
This guy, and guess what else? On the morning of our awesome Bibles, not Qurans activity, I'm going to show some pictures, these beautiful pictures. I don't know if you've seen them. Here, yes. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Patrick Mike sent me some.
There's Joel. Joel was with the kids, and he brought 200 or 300 Bibles for us. We would have ran out of Bibles in 20 minutes if we didn't have him there. He was the savior for that event there. And he's at Bibles International. You can see him look him up on Instagram at Bibles International, and you can see Joel, our friend Joel. Okay, and then here's us with the kids, and we're all having fun. It was just an amazing, amazing day.
That is awesome.
It was so much joy, and there was about 300 Bibles passed out. And,
amen.
I mean, it's just incredible, right? So I'm going to go back to, where are we? You and I here. I got to get my graphics back up. So anyway, it was a beautiful event. And, of course, Miss Tiffany Doolin did not come out for that. But let's continue on. They say that procedural mistake should not, let's see what they say. A procedural mistake should not result in months of harassment.
We're harassing? Oh,
yes.
It's called harassment. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. A procedural mistake. Allowing professional Islamists to come in and proselytize to your children and captivate their audience who can't flee or run is a procedural mistake. It should not result in months of harassment, intimidation, and, here we go, misinformation. Do you remember Scary Poppins?
Wow.
Remember Scary Poppins, who Joe Biden tried to hire to regulate us online? Remember that? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're talking like Scary Poppins. And apparently some of these people claim to be like conservatives on this board. They ain't no conservatives. None of these people are.
Misinformation. A simple Google search of what Sharia teaches will completely kill that theory. It's there's nothing. What do you think? This is a conspiracy theory or something?
Yeah. I don't know what their problem is, but I just love that. So harassment, intimidation, misinformation. Now let me ask you, Ashley, and I want you to give us the cliff notes on your speech because it was so powerful. Were you harassing Miss Tiffany? Were you harassing Tiffany? You are under oath. I remind you. Were you, in fact, harassing disgraced former principal Tiffany Doolin?
No. If anything, they need to be thankful I educated them that evening. Did you see the school board member actually applaud me? Even a school board member. Yes.
Wow.
She had the glasses.
Okay.
I think she was.
And Marcos Lopez is following. Marcos Lopez is watching us. So, Marcos, if you know which school board member that is with glasses, it's a lady.
Yeah, okay. She applauded me. It's online. It's on video.
Okay.
She applauded me.
So that's why I want to say too. Your speech was so powerful that you may have been the tipping point. Any one of us may have been the tipping point. Our event may have been the tipping point. Getting covered in Fox News and the New York Post on Saturday may have been the tipping point. Anything could be. I mean, Fox News and New York Post reported what we did with the Bible's Not Quran's event on Sunday, as well as New York Post, and then 2 days later, Tiffany Doolin resigned on the first weekday because it was after Memorial Day. So, I mean, there's all sorts of things that led up to this, and it was every one of us, including yourself, Ashley, that did all these great things. Give me the thumbnail sketch of your speech. I mean, if you have it, I'm great for you to read it. But
I just pulled it up.
Yeah.
I had to. Yeah.
Okay. Should I finish the last couple lines in this press release?
Yes,
do you want to
absolutely.
Read okay.
Yes.
All right. Educators should never have to fear becoming a target of campaigns, harassment, political theater, sustained personal attacks for simply wanting students to know they matter. So
what?
So remember, Christians and Bibles don't matter. Muslims do.
What type of brainwashing propaganda are they putting in public? This is what my taxpayer dollars are going to.
And this isn't a supposedly a more red part of Dallas-Fort Worth. It's very scary.
That is. I can't even begin to process something like this.
I know. And then my little notes here. We got one line after this, and then we'll go to your speech. My line here is all they did, I should say, is all they did was, I can't remember my writing. It's like chicken scratch, and I work out when I'm reading my stuff. All you did was attack us instead of owning the situation and holding her accountable. All they did instead was attack us, and instead of owning and owning this and holding her accountable, and that's what they chose to do.
You want to know what's crazy?
What?
That's all they had to do. If they just would have held her accountable, put her on leave, none of this would have occurred.
Anything but this, yeah.
But they made the decision to not hold her accountable and not to provide transparency. And unfortunately, when you are in a leadership position, transparency isn't optional. It's the standard. And so you will be held accountable.
You know what else?
It's just that simple.
You know what else is crazy, Ashley? Even now, I have people that are like trying to go after me or like say how wrong I am, how awesome she was. And they're putting it on, like, this post I have, like, I put up a post, for example, just to give you context, I think I put up a post where it's like, I'm filling in on Monday, I'll be on for Mark Davis in the morning for his talk show here in Dallas, and I'm filling in the afternoon on a station in Charlotte, and in the middle of the day on Monday, I'm going to be on in Newsmax, and I put that up so people can check it out if they want to, and then she puts this comment, these screeds, about how wrong I am and how wonderful Tiffany Doolin is, and a link to this press release, and saying how awesome they are. I'm like, first of all, what? I'm not. It's a post about like filling in. And it's like these weird people, and they're saying nasty things, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why do you even care about me? What is wrong with you? Do you have a life? Right. You could be mad at me, but why are you trying to come after me that way? What do you care about me? I guess I'm a big deal to her. So what are you doing?
They have no life. And I want to actually thank you for what you're doing on your platform. And you're out here every day fighting for transparency and giving everyday Texans a place to be heard. So thank you for being a part of this difference.
Thank you very much. And you know, also one of the best things I've learned since going solo for my last station here in Dallas-Fort Worth, where I was at for 15 years, one of the best things that I've learned since going solo is I get to do whatever the hell I want. Excuse my language again. I get to do whatever the heck I want. And I've met so many wonderful people like you, and we're getting strong, powerful. I've gotten to know people in Plano ISD fighting anti-Semitism in the Jewish community there that I've been working with, and we're getting more connected, and we're growing, and we're becoming a stronger force to be reckoned with to expose this garbage and make change happen.
Amen.
So here's the last line before we hear your speech. Families choose Wylie ISD for our strong values and commitment to Islam. I added Islam. And then so there you go. That's kind of the end of it.
What?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I don't care what anyone's beliefs are. That is your business. That is your. But I thought we were separating religion and state. Well, why is it you're supposed to? When it comes to Christianity, we have to keep religion and state separate.
Right.
But when it comes to other faith backgrounds, let's just be welcoming.
Yep.
What? That makes no sense. You need to enforce your policies equally. There is a one law for all in this country. I mean, has anyone forgot? Like, America, are we okay? Like, are we okay?
I mean, if this is going on in districts like Wylie, then there's a real problem. And I'll tell you one more thing. Some of the incidents that also have happened with Islamization in Wylie ISD. Muslim women brought in Ramadan food into the teacher's lounge at Cooper Middle School a couple years ago, and they brought in brochures and books on how to teach Islamic students, not students, how to teach to Islamic students. Separately, yes. Separately, there's video of it and everything. I played the video. Separately, there was an eighth grade boy who was aggressively proselytized to. In fact, his mom brought in. His mom had him bring in a Quran, a book on younger people to learn the Quran, tracing paper to learn Arabic letters, and let's learn the Quran together. And in fact, he was aggressively trying to convert the boy. And the mother came on my show. You met her actually Monday night.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. She's an incredible woman, and she I call her mom when I see her because you guys are your mama bears, and I mean, you guys are important. And I call Marco's dad sometimes, and his mom, because it's like, you are that mom. You guys are fighting. You're raising up these kids strong. And but she was the one, and she came and spoke at the board too, just like you, and she surprised the heck out of us. We didn't even know she was speaking. And afterwards, I asked her if she would come on the show, and she said she would, and she did. And she was so powerful. And she said that her son was being converted, and he started acting out at home. He started treating her daughter and her like they were stupid and subservient. And he was basically halfway into Islam, she said, and she had to pull him out. Because Wylie ISD, and this was happening in the class, Wylie ISD could not protect her child from being turned into a Muslim in that school. I mean,
that's because they're actually endorsing it happening.
It's wild. I mean, so it's a pattern going on there. And so again, they're protecting the people that are doing the wrong or allowing it and coming after you and me. So tell me, let's hear your speech, because we didn't know you from Adam. And you got to speak, and we, have to tell them, like, is this going to be someone we agree with or not? But, you get your free speech regardless. So you go up there.
It's just funny because I'm African American. You guys are probably like, oh, Lord.
I mean, who knows? Who knows? There was one guy that spoke before you. He was a woke black Christian. Remember? Remember? And do you remember what he said? He said, "You want to tell me what he said, or do? Because I have a little vague recollection, but it was like,
it was the first guy.
Yes.
I must have heard him wrong. I thought he was Muslim.
He said, "I'm a Christian, and I teach my children to be able to they can be exposed to other cultures, and they're not threatened by other cultures, and I teach them." And he was saying it was great. He's great that Islamic proselytizers are in school.
Yeah, he was actually thankful for the experience, is what it sounded like.
Right.
And hey, that works for your family, but that doesn't work for everyone else.
No.
So there goes that.
Yeah.
Like.
It's like,
yeah. Boy.
Listen, I'm not going to let my son have people go in and aggressively proselytize to him for something that is, and I'm not trying to be nasty and mean, but it's a cult, and I'm not having cultists try to convert my son.
And I agree
in school,
with that.
In a public school.
It's almost as if it's cowardice in the end.
Yeah.
And their cowardice is not fitting anyone who is being affected by this at all. They can say, "Oh, we're being inclusive." You can say, "Oh, we're just being welcoming." No, you're being a coward. That's what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, tell us your speech then. I'm so happy. I was like, you know what? Maybe you still have it. Because I noticed you had it.
Yeah, no, I do.
Let me tell you something too. As Mr. Public Speaker dude, for many years doing what I do, You had a speech on your phone, but you delivered it as if you weren't reading it off your phone. It was powerful.
Thank you.
No pressure now. No pressure now. Go ahead. This is the speech that you went up and gave, and you rocked it, and you got an applause from somebody on the school board. None of us ever got that. None of us got that, but you did. Go ahead, sir, ma'am.
That's because you guys used your white privilege.
Oh yeah, I was filling in for the Jesse Kelly show on like 220 stations the other day, and I pulled up this big thick card. I have it right here. It's real thick. Hold on, I'm gonna put this so you can see on the screen. I know you can't see, but right here, it's a real thick card. It's massive, and I said, "There's my white privilege card." It's not working. It's not working. Now I need some help down here.
Well, you sound like me when people are like, well, you're black. I'm like, well, no, according to Biden, I'm not, because I didn't vote for him.
Yeah,
so
you ain't black.
I'm not black anymore.
I did a show in Atlanta for a couple years before coming to Dallas-Fort Worth, and there was some really obviously there's a lot of conservative black people there too, but there's one little old lady, some conservative black lady, and she was calling, now Chris, people need to be listening to Chris, and she goes, now we need some help down here. That was it. That was my line. My line. I stole it. And one more thing. Speaking of stolen things, you know Herman Cain, right? The late Herman Cain.
Yes.
He stole my job. He replaced me in Atlanta, but I'm proud of that now because he's a big deal. So I mean, he's passed away, but you know what I'm saying. I brag about that. Herman Cain took my job. That's it. People know who he is. Anyways, all right. So you have a speech now, and I will be quiet and stop trying to, interrupt and try to make you laugh.
You're fine.
Okay.
What happened at Wylie East High was not a harmless cultural event. It was the outright endorsement of oppression. Trying on a hijab is not some innocent costume. In Iran and Afghanistan, women and girls are beaten, imprisoned, or killed for removing one. Under Sharia law, women are second-class citizens, denied equal rights, while men take multiple wives and child brides are permitted. How are our students supposed to understand Sharia when it strips women of basic rights and forces non-Muslims to pay a tax or face execution? Why are you celebrating only the tolerant-sounding parts while hiding the brutal truth? Let's not forget, the Bible was once welcome in our schools and then removed. Yet now the Quran and Sharia are being spread among our kids. If this continues, 5 years from now, your kids may not be able to attend school in Collin County unless they're wearing a hijab or submitting to Sharia. And that may sound extreme, but that is exactly where we're headed if we don't enforce one law for all. By allowing this, you sent every daughter in this district a dangerous message. Submitting to oppression is something to celebrate. That is not inclusion. That is ignorance. You allowed the Quran to be passed out in our schools, yet you have no idea what it actually teaches. But what you will know is our children, our schools, and our nation was founded upon the Holy Bible, not Sharia. And if you have a problem with that, please remember this. There is a one law for all in this nation, not Sharia law. We will not surrender our children or our schools to Sharia, not in Wylie, not in Texas. Enforce your policies equally, or Texas parents will remove you.
I mean, I'm going to tell you, that was a freaking fantastic speech. And
thank you.
I mean, it's so direct, bold and unafraid. I mean, I don't know who that school board member was, and but I got to tell you, you are a remarkable person. You're a remarkable. How many children you got?
We have 3 kiddos.
Okay, 3 kiddos, and how old are they?
11, 4, and 2.
And are you guys originally from this area? Are you from somewhere else in the country?
We're from Maryland.
Okay, so you don't have the what you talking about, y'all?
No, I don't.
Neither do I. I'm from Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you might have picked up that weird accent. So you're Marylanders, and were you raised in a conservative Christian home?
I was raised in a Democratic Christian home.
Wow. And what led you to switch your political affiliations and such?
I began to teeter during Obama's second term.
Really?
I was a college student. I was a college student at the time. And I was just saying to myself, none of the things that he's honoring are any of my values.
Right.
Like just from a Christian
Correct.
standpoint. Like not even outside of property taxes. Like I didn't know about any of those things. I was in
Right.
college. Like
Right.
I'm a
Me
broke
too.
college student. I'm
Me
not
too.
thinking about property taxes.
Right.
But just the basics, you know, none of those things lined up with what I believed as a Christian. And so once I went into the military,
You served. When did you serve and when?
I served in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I did 4 years.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And I was stationed in California, and it was during, and I had to do an absentee ballot, which who knows if it actually ever made it back to Maryland.
Right.
But you know, I that was the first time I voted for Trump. That was the first time I voted. Yeah, that was the first time I voted for Trump, and I was like, hey, look, like, because like I was already kind of like in the middle because I was still just trying to figure it out.
Yes.
And I realized, like, I don't even know this dude. Why do I hate him? Like, why? It's nothing that I can name that I hate about him.
Right.
So why am I listening to people?
Because people were telling you to hate him, right? I mean, that's basically
right.
it.
And that's what social media was telling you at the time.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that's when I, you know, went to the right side of things. And I just can't even see how anyone who is an African American or a Black American, you know, however they want to be referred to as, that you're still voting Democrat. Like, so, just the values alone.
What service did you? Which branch were you in?
I was in the Navy.
Awesome. Thank you for 4 years of the Navy. And then how about, was your husband served? Is that where you guys met?
Yes, that's how we met. Yeah, he was in the Navy as well.
Awesome. Where are you guys stationed at?
He's been stationed all over. I just got little old California.
Were you in like San Diego? Where were you at?
No, I was in Lemoore, in the middle of nowhere with cows.
That sucks.
And I was like, this is not California.
No, that's just terrible. And you had to worry about climate change with all the cows.
Yeah,
climate change is real.
And air and
the flatulence.
The air was bad.
Global
warming.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, all of that stuff.
Ashley Loudon, I am grateful that we have met second time and connected, and you are just lighting it up tonight on the podcast. I cannot thank you enough. I'm glad that we are connected. I'm glad that you are raising 3 godly children. You're a godly mother in a godly marriage. You are affecting change. You spoke out, and you made one of those school board members stand up and cheer for you and clap, which is insanely remarkable. You are a tremendous asset to not only your family but this community. Thank you, and I look forward to staying connected. You let me know if anything's going on that we should be aware of, because all of us are kind of getting a tight-knit team here, and it's just, you know, what's going on out there, and, you know, do you know about this? Did you hear about this? Or can you connect me with somebody over there? Whatever, okay?
Okay, you got it.
Thank you. God bless you. And tell your husband thanks for loaning you out for a little bit tonight.
Absolutely.
All right.
Have a good one.
Thank you very much. You too. God bless you. There she goes. Ashley Loudon.
You as well.
All right, there she goes. Okay, so that was awesome. I mean, she was better. I mean, the speech was incredible. You heard her read it. But, like, the speech was incredible in person, and it was incredible online today. So thank you, Ashley. What an amazing woman. I hope she runs for office. I really do. She's got some great kids, I can guarantee you that, without ever meeting them, and a great husband. Okay, coming up in just a moment, Loti Talafreako, a.k.a. look at those birthing hips. Let me show those birthing hips. Those are birthing hips right there. Look at that. They're thrust out there. It's remarkable birthing hips he has. Now, this is most likely AI. I'm sure it is AI, but nonetheless, it is kind of, you know, spot on, isn't it? Okay, we're going to get into Loti Talafreako, birthing hips Talafreako in just a moment. But the first thing I want to do is tell you this. I have a roofer. And when I have a roofer, that means you've got a roofer. It's somebody you can really trust, because roofing, this is crazy. Roofing, and I talked to Jim Dutton about this the other day. Yesterday we were on the phone together from Texas Home Improvement and Due West Foundation and Plumbing, one of my sponsors. Roofing and foundation is not licensed in Texas. You can really, really mess up your house if you don't go with the right people. And Blue Ribbon Roofing is the best outfit you can go for roofing, the best company. It's family owned, and it's been going in business for 32 years. Let me show you a picture of the family. John and I, John Hopkins on the right with those pearly whites. We were on the phone today again. and Tish, his wife, there to the left, and on the far left there is Trevor, their son, and there's his wife, Jennifer. The first person I talked to when I called Blue Ribbon Roofing was Jennifer, and she was awesome. She was very sweet and very, very knowledgeable and was great. Tish, John's wife, and I are working together a lot, as well as John. And John was over 2 days ago, and he went up on that roof. I have USA insurance, which is the best insurance you can possibly get in America, hands down. But you can't get into them if you're not military or your parents aren't military, which mine were. So they do a lot of USA, and that's very, very a big deal as far as quality. Second of all, they win. This picture is from Best of McKinney. Year after year after year, they win Best of McKinney, which is where their HQ's out of. Second of all, this is their logo, Blue Ribbon Roofing. Soon you will see me wearing Blue Ribbon Roofing gear. They're getting some for me and dropping it off soon. I'm excited about that. Here we are on my roof, because USA said, yes, you do need a new roof. Here they are.
Fiberglass mat underneath the shingle, meaning all the shingle's gone. Now you're down to the fiberglass mat.
I never would have recognized any of this or noticed
Well,
it.
of course you wouldn't. It'd be like you handing me your microphone. I don't know, I don't know anything about it.
Do you want to do a show for me?
I don't know anything about it. I got to depend on you.
I think you want to. I guess I'll do the show then.
Yeah, you do the show, and I'll do the roofing.
The fact that we were on my roof together, isn't that great? Let's go back to that. You don't have to watch
See
it
that
again.
white line?
Oh, I got to stop it. But look, here we are on my roof. Look at this. Look at how romantic this is on my roof. Look at that. John's right there. I'm up here. Look at how ugly I am. Whoa, look at how nasty. Woo! So anyways, this is us on the roof. And I encourage you to go on your roof and do leaf blowers. I have leaf gutter protectors or whatever, but still, they get stuck in there. So I go up there with a crappy old broom and my massive jetpack. I have the very expensive professional leaf blower. I have all the highest end gear for my lawn stuff. I love doing my lawn, even though it beats the crap out of me. So I go up on that roof with him, and he shows all sorts of strikes. I had no idea. We had no idea that we needed a roof. It was only 7 years old. By the way, if your roof is 8 years or older, some insurance companies and USA, my adjuster that was here with John Hopkins and I, she said this is very, very true, that John told me this already, that at 8 years, some of these insurance companies will not pay out the full value of your roof. They only pay what it's worth, actual cash value versus real cash value. Don't mess around. Get Blue Ribbon Roofing on your roof now to check it out, because I never would have thought I needed one. But here it is. It's true. BlueRibbonRoofingDFW.com. Blue Ribbon Roofing. Stop. BlueRibbonDFW.com. BlueRibbonDFW.com. Tell them Chris Croc sent you to BlueRibbonDFW.com. Okay. Ken Paxton and James Talafreako. You've got the Dallas Morning News trying to con us into thinking that James Talafreako is not done any of this stuff. He's great. Look at this headline from the Dallas Morning News. Ken Paxton, I know you can't read it, but I'll just show you. Ken Paxton said James Talafreako is a vegan. Is that true? I played you the soundbite. He said, quote, I'm proud to say our campaign has officially become a non-meat campaign, so we are only buying vegan products from our local vegan businesses. Everyone has to take personal responsibility in this effort. And the Dallas Morning News comes to try to defend him and con us. Talafreako didn't say in the clip that he's a vegan. Oh, okay, so he's not. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. What a joke. What an absolute joke. And they're quoting Paxton. He's a vegan who thinks God is non-binary, and there's actually 6 biological sexes. Tofu Talafreako, which is exactly right. But here's the Dallas Morning News again. And by the way, what I wrote here, right here, beneath their headline trying to con us, is I wrote, you can't win this for him, Dallas Morning News. You cannot win the election for James Birthinghips Talafreako. You cannot win the election for him by telling us this crap. You're not going to change them out. You're not going to win it for him. James Talafreako is going to be more of a plane crash than Jazzy. I honestly wish Jazzy would have won. It would have been more fun. Oh, this is kind of fun, too. Oh, I have to show you this. The Dallas Morning News also says he's not a vegan. Look, there's a picture of him eating a turkey leg. Yeah, with a napkin. He eats turkey legs with a napkin around it. Who does that? A man with birthing hips. Low T Talafreako. There we go. Look at those birthing hips. He's ready. You know, men can get pregnant, men can menstruate, and men need tampons and menstrual products. Sorry. It's just so funny and stupid. Okay, Where was I? Public evidence doesn't back up the vegan. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Oh, I read that. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Also, I put this. Lone Star Liberty PAC. And I have the audio of this. You have to hear this. What does James Talafreako call women? I have the audio. This is a montage of what James Talafreako, Birthing Hips Talafreako, calls women. Watch this and have fun with this.
Every one of our neighbors with a uterus became the property of the state. One of our neighbors with a uterus to be able to control their own body.
Our neighbors with a uterus! One of our neighbors with a uterus! Do you have a neighbor with a uterus? I think there's somebody over on the other side of the wall who's my neighbor with a uterus, my wife with a uterus. You didn't know she had a uterus.
Every one of our neighbors with a uterus became the property of the state. One of our neighbors with a uterus to be able to control.
Neighbors with a uterus. Neighbors with a uterus. We will sing a song. We need Peter Yarrow from Puff the Magic Dragon, from whatever that, Peter, Paul, and Mary, to sing about our neighbors with a uterus. We love our neighbors with... Okay, sorry. Hold on.
Neighbors with a uterus became the property of the state. One of our neighbors with a uterus to be able to control their own body. One of our neighbors with a uterus. One of our neighbors with a uterus.
Neighbors with a uterus. Love your neighbors with a uterus. Okay, anyway, so I wrote, I love this. If he wins, will he fight for me to get free tampons? That's what I want to know. Or some people call them tampons. Can I get free tampons for myself, please? I need tampons. I need tampon equity. I have my white privilege card right here. I have tampon equity. I want tampon equity. I want tampon justice. And I want some coupons, too. I think Ron White, the comedian, used to say that. Coupon? People call it a coupon. Analysis. Talafreako's moderate media makeover. This is from Texas Scorecard. God is non-binary. There are 6 genders. What do you mean by that, he was asked on a podcast. God can't be defined by human categories. No. That's not what you meant. In fact, God does define himself. You know where he defines himself? He defines himself as him, the Father. Jesus says, I am in the Father, and the Father is in me. Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. The Father, the Father, the Father. He. But God does. Talafreako lies again. The most important thing to learn about Talafreako is this. For people like him and Democrats like him to win, you have to not know your Bible so you can't defend it. Don't know your Bible so the James Talafreakos of this world can make these false quotes and can bully you around in this and can win elections. The way for him to win is for you to not read your Bible. You can't defend what you don't know. So if you want people like James Talafreako to succeed, don't read your Bible. But for those who do read your Bible, like myself here, my daily reading is my pastor, Dr. Robert Jeffress, Pathway to Victory devotional. And I don't read it every day, so I just, if I miss it, I miss it. But I read it most days. And then I go to the Bible, the Warren Wiersbe edition, and I read, right now I'm in Daniel for some reason, and I'm reading a chapter a day, most days. And then I teach Sunday school every other weekend, usually, at my class. And that takes about 3 to 5 hours, minimal. But, so there you go. But God does define himself. He defines himself through his word. James Talafreako lies and says God can't be defined. I read you yesterday the vile, horrifying books that are in his library at his church about sex acts, anal rape, encouraging children to be trans and gay. It really needs the state. I mean, I really am concerned about those kids. I can't imagine being raised up and encouraged to be trans and read books with oral sex in it and anal rape in it, as the Daily Wire exposed yesterday in their investigation. It's very sad, to say the least. He said, I'm not interested in taking anyone's guns. But yet in 2020, he said guns encourage violence against black sons and daughters. There you go. Use the race stuff. When President Trump allows weapons of wars in our streets and our classrooms. There you go. Weapons of war! I love that one. I have my weapon of war. Maybe I'll show it to you one day. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. We all have ARs, don't we? I think I'll bring my. It's an M&P Shield, which is Smith & Wesson. It is badass, and I got it from a guy who is former military and managed the gun store and shooting range that I go to, and he knows what he's doing. I don't, and so he got an aftermarket bolt that's really, really awesome, and an aftermarket grip and an aftermarket stock, for your shoulder, rest or whatever you call it. I don't even know what it's called, stock, I think. And I got it scoped out with a laser scope. What is laser point? So it's good schnizzle. And I got several hundred rounds and more. Let's go. He talked about all sorts of stuff about licensing guns. He wanted California-style and New York-style licenses for guns. He discussed efforts to inspire a new generation of climate activists. Climate change. Climate change is real. Climate change. Puppy. Climate change. He also had participated in demonstrations inspired by activist Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg. What does she say? Shame! Shame! How dare... No, it's how dare you? How dare you? Also, he, as I said, he's does Greta Thunberg and radical environmental stuff. Texas leads the nation in oil and gas employment with more than 476,000 direct jobs tied to the oil and gas industry, or as we like to call it in Texas, oil. Oil. Nearly a quarter of all oil and gas workers in the U.S., more than 2.5 million Texas jobs, estimated to be supported by the industry overall, while the sector accounted for roughly $385 billion in gross regional product in 2025. And this clown wants to take all that away. Second of all, he also wants to stop eating meat. And as he said in his campaign, at any given day, there are 2.2 million head of cattle in the panhandle. He wants to devastate the cattle industry, and he wants to devastate the oil and gas industry. That's why this guy... He will lose by a wider margin than Beto Hussein O'Rourke, the cultural appropriator. He will lose. Beto lost by 3 points, only because Ted Cruz phoned it in. This guy will lose by 7 to 12 points, and I think it's getting closer to 12 now, based on everything I'm seeing. He'll probably lose by 8 to 12 points to Paxton. It's going to be fantastic. What's going to be great is all the money the Democrats spend and all the liberals who send money to him from out of state. That's going to be great. And I guarantee you, my brother who I love, who's very liberal, as I said, I guarantee you he's going to send him money like he did Beto Hussein O'Rourke. And when he did, I told him, I said, he texted me and told me I sent money. I said, that's fine. He's still going to lose. I mean, it was no drama. I'm like, that's fine. He's still going to lose. And he did. My poor brother pissed his money away. I also tweeted this out today. Who's Talafreako's girlfriend / boyfriend / they them friend? What do they do? Why is there no picture of or name? Does this alleged neighbor with a uterus exist? This is what I tweeted out earlier. These are authentic, legitimate questions. Are you not following me, by the way, on my Rumble and YouTube podcast accounts? This is where if you're on one of those, you comment, and it comes up on the screen. I see it. I've got about four comments from different people tonight. You can be a commenter, too. And then I will see it, and I'll respond. And by the way, they keep shaming us and try to say there was something wrong with us for voting for Paxton. Yet, this is the GOP's biggest primary runoff turnout state in state history. The biggest primary runoff turnout in state history. 1.9 million Texans voted. Specifically, Republicans have never cast as many ballots on a runoff. 1.4 million Texans voted, and we voted almost 30% more for Paxton than Cornyn. He was trounced. He only won 2 counties, as I talked about yesterday. Travis County and some tiny county with 8 votes. We won the rest. The previous GOP record was 1.1 million, so 300,000 more voters, and that was with a Lieutenant David Dewhurst, governor, and Ted Cruz. He was Lieutenant Governor Turdhurst. Remember that guy? I whooped his butt on a discussion one night when he came on my show. He was horrible. I'm glad that guy went away. Here we go. Murder trial set to begin in fatal stabbing Frisco track meet with Carmelo Anthony, who admitted to stabbing him, according to the police report. So I tweeted this out tonight on my Twitter feed. He can't stab his way out of this one. He cannot stab his way. Behold, Carmelo Anthony cannot stab his way out of this one. And also, I want them to put him in jail for life. That would be justice, because you can't get death penalty because he was 17 when it happened or something. I don't know. And then they put the words in here. Dallas expressed that there's racial tension. There is no racial tension. They also mentioned they did not know each other. The Carmelo Anthony family has created racial tension that was not there because that's the only way out is to race hustle. As we know, with that case, Carmelo Anthony was underneath a tent where he's not supposed to be at the track meet. And Austin Metcalf was told by his coach, and the whole team was told by their coach, don't let anybody that's not with our school come under this tent because they steal, whoever they are. So Austin Metcalf followed the orders of his coach and said, you got to go. Carmelo, there may have been a touch somewhere. And then Carmelo was not threatened at all, wasn't afraid for his life or an imminent great bodily injury or harm or death because he was the aggressor by saying, quote, touch me and see what happens. He wanted this confrontation so he could murder Austin Metcalf. Investigators say witnesses gave differing accounts about whether Metcalf touched or grabbed Anthony, but it's not even relevant. You can touch or grab somebody. That is not imminent great bodily injury or death. Imminent great bodily injury or death would be deadly force. So it's irrelevant touching or grabbing. It's not anything. And plus the aggressor saying, touch me and see what happens. But there was no death threats. There was no a deadly weapon coming at him. There was no... So it was murder. He died in his brother's arms. That is Austin Metcalf. Police records show Anthony admitted to the stabbing, Dallas Express reports, but claimed he acted in self-defense. Yeah, that's funny. Defense attorney Mike Howard has repeatedly said the defense plans to argue Anthony feared for his safety during the confrontation. I was illegally squatting under somebody's tent. Coach said, don't let anybody on here. I was there, and there you go. So, by the way, look for more race baiting. That's what this is all going to be about because they have no case to defend. Look for more race baiting. Remember that they used, and the family, the Carmelo Anthony family, are race baiters and bottom dwellers because they enlisted the services of the race hustler who has been arrested and charged with crimes so many times. There's like 12 or 13 booking sheets of him, felonies, check kiting, I believe. I think there was some car theft. The many faces of Dominique Alexander, the man who was pleaded guilty to beating a little black baby boy. He's a race hustler who calls himself a reverend or a minister. His baby mama, who he won't put a ring on last time I heard for years, but yet he has children with them. She held a press conference when she was running for city council. She said he beat the hell out of her and broke her toe. So he's a black baby beater and an alleged black woman beater, but I've never seen him go after a black man. But he loves the race hustle. That's the many faces of Dominique Alexander. And the Carmelo Anthony family uses this bottom dweller race hustler as their spokesperson. They are bottom dwelling race hustlers as well. Carmelo Anthony faces 5 years to life. Former prosecutor Russell Wilson says it's all about the jurors' interpretation of what occurred in the moments leading up to the stabbing. I think the most self-defense cases. The dispute is regarding the reasonableness of the fear. What kind of fear did Carmelo Anthony have? What do you mean? Was he in fear of getting punched? That's not deadly force. Touch me and see what happens. He is the aggressor. By the way, the most disgusting thing out of all this, to me, is that Carmelo Anthony's family, who admitted, according to the police, to stabbing Austin Metcalf, a.k.a. murdering him, his family did a GoFundMe, or a Give, Send, Go, and Austin Metcalf's family did a Give, Send, Go, and what's disgusting is that Carmelo Anthony, the race hustlers, got 30 to 40 grand more so far to this day than the son of Austin Metcalf. That's just disgusting. It's sick. It shows that people want to believe any kind of a lie about race hustling. It's violent, disgusting, it's evil. I have some great fun video for you. Nurse Jill Biden, not a Dr. Jill Biden, admits that she thought, well, she's lying. She says, I thought Joe had a stroke. Joe, you answered all the questions. Joe.
Were you horrified as you saw it unfold?
I wasn't horrified.
She's talking about when her husband had his horrific, abysmal appearance at the debate with Trump.
Were you horrified as you saw it unfold?
I wasn't horrified. I was frightened because I had never, ever seen Joe like that.
The with the COVID.
I've never seen him like that. We saw the guy freeze. We saw him freezing while everybody was dancing in the White House lawn to the gospel music, and he froze up. His hands were so stiff like this, we could have put a coffin on him, and he would have held up.
With the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look,
Look at Trump's face. Trump doesn't know what the hell's going on with this guy. That's Trump. Look at him.
We finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President.
Finally beat Medicare. And then here comes the news. The media go, oh, thank you. Let's get him off the stage. Get him out. We don't want anybody to look. See how bad he looks. We can't let Trump win.
We finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden.
Before or since? Never.
Or since.
Yes. Or
You've
since.
never seen him like
Never.
that.
I have never. Now, the world saw him freeze up. The world saw him shaking air. The world saw him not knowing how to get off a stage time and time again, even when they had, like, lines for him to follow, like, on the ground. The world saw him at the G8 or whatever it was in France, where he was walking away as everybody was taking group pictures. Never. She pimped him out. She pimped him out because she wanted to be in that office because it was all about her. Nurse Jill Biden, not a Dr. Jill Biden.
What happened?
I don't know what happened. I mean, as I watched it, I thought, oh my God, he's having a stroke.
If she thought he had a stroke, why didn't she call 911? Instead, watch what she did shortly thereafter.
And it scared me to death.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the...
Joe! You answered all the questions! Joe! You won! You're the winner!
And it scared me to death.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the...
And he's like, I just crapped my pants.
And let me ask the crowd.
She's running this whole thing. She's the mastermind. Nurse Jill Biden, not a Dr. Jill. I love that she was running I always said it on the radio for years. I said she did such a great job being a doctor. She administered the COVID shots. She took over the program, and people are like, she's not a doctor. She didn't do it. I'm like, come on, you stupid. I'm being funny.
And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Why?
Joe, you answered all the questions. Oh, Joe. And she's doing she's the one running. It was all about her ego. Do you know that she said the reason why she had to get a, quote, doctoral degree was because that she kept seeing mail coming in that said Mrs. Joe Biden or Miss Senator, whatever her name is, Jill Biden, whatever, Mrs. Jill Biden or Mrs. Joe Biden. And it was all about her feeling like a loser. So instead of getting counseling to feel better about herself, she chose to get a fake doctoral degree, which Tucker Carlson went through, and his team when he was on Fox News went through her thesis, and it was riddled with basic math errors, basic syntax errors, and basic spelling misspelling. I mean, the whole thing was a joke. I'm a doctor! Yes, you're a doctor! Okay, why don't you go over there and do some rectal exams? Get out of here. All right. Trump pushes for a new $250 bill with his face on it. I love it. The picture they're showing looks like his mugshot, which I think it'd be so awesome if they got his mugshot on there as the ultimate FU to the left. Let's see what else I got for you. Oh, I got some video. This is horrifying. The fire that was happening in Oak Cliff today. 4 injured, and Dallas Fire Rescue officials say there are fatalities. They can't do specific numbers. Watch this video. It's just terrible. It's horrifying. Look at that. Look at that. And it keeps going. It went up to a 4 alarm. I think 5 is the highest. I have no idea. I couldn't firefighter my way out of a paper bag. I think there's 4 alarm, and then I think there's 5 top. So look at all those trucks. Look at all those ladders. Look at how they're fighting. It's all science. And look at how they're trying to keep it from the building right there on the left. Look at how wide and deep this whole thing is. Look on the far right there. You see all the explosive materials flowing off. Look at all those firefighters. God bless them. This is why they train. This is why they're on duty 24/7. God bless them. And God bless the people that were there, and pray that they have a full recovery. What else do I have here? Some of the residents told Channel 8. I heard some screaming. One guy says that when he first saw the scene, he noticed a girl climbing out of the debris. All she could think about was getting help to save. All he could think about was helping the girl. She was shocked, and all he heard was that she kept saying her mom and her brother were still inside. Man 24 ID'd as third person who died in West Dallas triple homicide. All this happened at a short-term rental. Reason number 5,559 or 1 million why I will never want to stay at a short-term rental. I hate them. I hate the whole thing. LDS Church in Fairview. You've seen this struggle going on where they're trying to limit the size of the church. Here we are again. Dallas Morning News today. LDS Church says it won't shorten temple after Fairview mayor's plea. The mayor is pleading. What does this say to me? This says that this church, this Mormon church, is at war or enmity with the neighborhood. And this has been going on for 2 or 3 years, as far as I can recall. And it shows they don't care about that immediate community. And that's a bad statement. It is. If you're making a huge steeple in like downtown Dallas or something, or certain areas, but it just you gotta try to work with. I mean, they're in apparently a whole residential area there. So, ExxonMobil just announced. Dallas Express reports that they're moving the company's legal domicile from New Jersey to Texas because New Jersey taxes and destroys businesses like all the other leftist states do. The ExxonMobil has been incorporated in New Jersey since 1882 when it operated as Standard Oil of New Jersey. Look what they've done to their state, these sick people. The company has maintained its headquarters in Texas since 1989, but now they're moving everything down. Same thing with Tesla, SpaceX, Coinbase, all shifted to Texas because we're the best. We're the best. Monthly auto loan payments are now above $1,000 and growing. If you can't buy a used car, what is wrong with people? If you can afford it, that's great. The first quarter analysis shows nearly 20% of new vehicle loans include monthly payment of at least $1,000. These people can't afford this. I mean, if you can, God bless you. But if you can't, what are you doing? Buy a cheap, crappy beater car. I did that to get debt free when we first moved here. This is great. State worker union tries novel legal angle to stop Newsom's return to office order. Gavin Newsom's still trying to get people that are office state of California workers back to the office. So they're suing, and they put over 100. They sent exhaustion letters from attorneys with the unions to over 100 state departments, arguing that returning to work will require more than 90,000 state workers to commute 4 days a week, which will negatively impact California's environment. The left is outfoxing the left. I love that. Here's some more stuff to share with you. What do I got? What's this? Oh, this I got 2 videos that are cute, sweet, and everything. This woman got pulled over for having a phone and texting while driving with her right hand. But wait, there's more.
Hello, ma'am. Hey, good morning. I'm Deputy Gasala with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. This is why you're being pulled over. The city of Lake Worth today, we're doing an operation for distracted driver, and you drove past me holding the phone with your right hand, manipulating that phone. I mean, I saw you with the phone in your hand.
Not. So you want to just call this a day?
I don't want to call it a day. You had a hand up manipulating
the phone. You just
the
said
phone.
my right hand.
Well, I thought I saw you with your right hand. You
so
had a
you
hand
didn't.
up. The right hand. I saw you manipulate.
So you didn't.
With the right hand, perhaps not, right? But I saw you.
You didn't see me with my right hand.
Okay, so are you
saying that you saw me with my right hand?
I know what I just said. I know what I just said. I'm asking you now. Did you or not have your phone on your hand?
I did not.
You did not have your phone in your hand?
I did not.
Hand to God, you didn't have a phone in your hand.
Hand to God.
The other hand to God, you don't have a phone in your hand.
Hand to God.
Cool. You have your driver's license, registration,
yes,
and insurance with you?
He still gave her a ticket. Let me tell you something, though. This might surprise you. Just because you have one arm does not mean you're not a liar. I think it's quite possible that she had the phone in her left hand. I don't think the officers are making that up or lying. Funny, I swear to you. I think she was talking. You can have, and again, you and I've seen people that are have certain limbs gone or half of a limb gone. They use them very fully functional to the best of their ability. She could have been driving with that, the limb, and then had the phone in here. I would not doubt it. I would not doubt it. I'm not being negative or anything. I'm just saying I believe the cop actually saw her with one of her hands on the phone and she was playing a game with the arm. That's very funny too, by the way. But who knows? That's my thought. Here we go. This is the funniest thing in the world, and this comes from a tweet that I have to share with you. It's just so funny. I have to read it the right way because it was so funny, and you have to see this. It's the best, cutest little video you'll see. today, and for some time, I think. Hold on. Here we go. Become ungovernable. Become ungovernable. Here you go. Yeah! Yeah! Become ungovernable. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This show has been brought to you by IRSProb.com, IRSPROB.com, helping good people with IRS problems, specializing in IRS controversy, IRS audits, and tax planning strategies. I will see you mañana, my friends.